Playing with the trains. Hey, it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. I brought this is one of those Steam engines, right? There are Steam versions that actually run on Steam. Anyway, it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Just bring out trains because I said earlier this week, I'm getting ready to do an outdoor holiday display here in Philadelphia. Up the road, we set it up. Just having some fun, right? It's about having fun. And this is a holiday weekend coming up, so let's have enjoy time with family and friends, and kind of what we do here. And there was a couple interesting things going on that I will talk about today in the show. And this is 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Hope you're all doing well. We're here to talk about Agile and Scrum in a practical and tactical way, so that you can get home to your family and friends at a decent time and grow your business and use these techniques to grow what you're doing and meet your customer expectations, or at least your customer needs, so that you can prosper and they can prosper. And also so we have some fun at the same time and, do it with less stress. And on that note, so a couple things going on. So this sign here is the G Scale Garden Pirates logo that myself and the kids kind of came up with. And I had some ideas and they gave me some things and we came up. So that's the logo we use where we go. And the idea is we go around to parks and places and steal electricity around the trains on the outside, because I live in South Philly and I really don't have enough room in my house, because it's really only each room from the street to the back is like 15 by 15 deep, because I live in a Trinity. So it's kind of a small house. I got a couple next to each other, but it's not like that big, right? So it's kind of hard. Anyway, so there's not enough room to put an 8-foot track out there. So you got to go outside on the street and do it outside. That's why I like the G scale, because you can go outside and run your trains. Plus you can share with people don't know, and kids love it, and the big kids love it, and it's just a good old time and getting kind of excited, as you probably can tell, because I'm bringing out the trains. But anyway, I'm taking a very agile approach. How do we get there little by little? As I got the sign out, and now I'm stretching it out on the wall, because it was all curled up for a past year almost, I guess. So today, I'm going to talk about a couple things. And I had a question the other day. It was really interesting question. And it's kind of funny. So I wrote a couple notes on my little notepad, right? So I wanted to talk about the elevator speech a little bit, but I wrote for a different reason, but then something else happened yesterday. Term what's in it for me and why I think it's important. And then communication software, because later today I'm going to release one of our previous episodes on comms software and some things I've been researching on it, and because people are really going out, and we'll talk about that. So, first I want to talk about the elevator speech and the question I got from one of the people I reached out to follow the site. And his pointing question was really interesting, and I'm really thinking about it. The guys, and he says, why follow? Because people like you ask good questions that maybe other people could benefit, and myself, to be honest with you, the greedy, what's in it for me, right? He asked, what value is this show for me, and how it affect my life, and then why should I follow, or something like that. So it's pretty close. So what value is in it for me, and my life? And then he asked, why should we follow? What are you looking for from people following your show? Which I thought was really interesting, And I wrote an answer yesterday, and then I wrote another answer today. I'm still thinking about it. And it kind of goes to the elevator speech, right? Which goes into another direction, which I didn't want to talk about today. But why I do this, because when I coach a lot of people out there, first couple of things I ask them, because I watch how they work and what they do and how long they do it and how efficient or not efficient it is. And then I ask them, I say, what do you want to be able to take vacations? Do you want to be able to go home with family friends? You want to work a normal work hour? And they usually say, yeah. And I'm like, no, seriously, do you really want to? Because you're not right now. And part of the greedy part is from a business standpoint, and I don't know why more managers don't see this. These people work, and myself and other people, I try not to work there that way, but I got to turn the phone on mute. Um, is that people, work themselves to a point of being a single point failure. Organizations create these things of single point failure, and Scrum and Agile, they really promote not doing that, right? They promote a T shape, a cross-functional team, so anybody can be there. So if you need to take off for the day and you want to go have fun with family and friends or take a vacation, it's okay. It's not like you're begging them to take vacation, because you have coworkers and teams and organization that can take up the slack while you're gone. Or they want you back because you know stuff, and what's in your brain helps it go more efficiently, because you can't just put someone on the street and they can code and be as efficient as you've been doing it a couple of years. So that's why I do this, and I'm looking for feedback from you all on things and ideas, right? Concepts, questions, because as you ask me questions, I bring it back to the show and share it, and I train my brain, because I use it with my coachees, the people I coach. So stuff I learn here, I apply at work. So it works. Everybody wins, right? It's a win-win. So it's kind of interesting. He said that, and I wrote before I saw his email the what's in it for me, and I'll tell you why I did that. Now I want to go into elevator speech and why this is all interconnected and kind of weird, that it actually, people are asking me questions and the timing. So yesterday, one of my other fellow Agile coaches came up to me and goes, "So Greg, what's your elevator speech?" So I rattled it off, right? And I'm still working on it. It takes a couple times to do it, but I was like, someone actually read my coach's quarter, and even though it was a week ago that I did it, came back this week and asked me about it. And so I said, "That's mine." So I said, "What is yours?" So he gave his, and then we were working a little bit together on the elevator speech, and that's, put that value up front. What is the value? And then he did it, but it was funny. So it was funny how that came back. And then yesterday, and I wrote in the book, talk about elevator speech. But I think I already gave you mine. I'll have to watch the episode again just to make sure what I actually talked about, and specifically about me. And I think it did. But it was funny how he did this yesterday, and I have it written in my book for today. So, woo, scary, crazy. And then what's in it for me? I wrote, I have a big thing about daily stand-up or daily Scrum, which is not in the Scrum guide, not how they teach it. It's different. I like to do one day at a time, and there is a show on that. I'll have to find that, and I'll have to put it out next week. I break it down, your daily commitment. I think that's revolutionary in the way they write it. I think it needs to go to the next level. Maybe the first level is that, but I think it really needs to be sliced down to a daily. But then I asked, so people don't want to go to the review sessions. They complain about going to retros and daily scrums and sprint planning. You know what it all comes down to? It's like what that guy asked me. What's in it for me? You got to do it right. What's in it for me? So when you do these sessions, just because you put stuff out doesn't mean that they'll go or they understand why. Why should they go? Why should they go to daily stand-up? You got to make it valuable to people. So I wrote a little thing in yesterday's things about making stuff valuable, the daily Scrum valuable. Just to say, "Oh, all my work's good, I'll meet my sprint goal." That doesn't give me any value whatsoever. Value might be, "Oh, I will finish my coding tomorrow, and Greg, you can test it, or I'll finish my coding by the afternoon. Greg, maybe we can meet together and I'll show you what I did, and so that when you test it, you get an idea how it's working, rather than just dump it off on the table." I would love to see people say, "Hey, I'm done my code. Testers or Greg, let's pretend Greg's a tester. Hey, Greg, if you want, we can get together. I can show you how the code works, so that when you go testing, you know what the nuances to the code." That would be awesome. rather than say, I did it, and just drop it in a freaking bin and wait till people go do it. And then they write you a bug and you wonder why you're getting so many bugs. Anyway, so we're at the 10-minute mark, so I gotta keep going. Anyway, so I went off tangent. So what's in it for me? So you gotta make these ceremonies have a value and what's in it for them, right? People have to participate that way. You have to get the team to understand it. You can't just tell them, they have to understand. They need to sit in other people's, what they say, moccasins, right? An old story. You got to be in someone else's moccasin, or someone else's shoes, and understand where their perspective from. It's not about you. It's about what you're communicating to others, right? Okay. And then the last thing, comm software. I'm going to put out a little thing later today from one of the excerpts about using comm software. And just one of the things that came out of that was, you know, any piece of software or anything you could take over your life. And it was one of the warnings, and I gave the same warning to everybody who I'm encouraging, because what I'm doing, and it's kind of all wraps around what's in it for me. You know, I'm down to where I'm going to each individual person or organization, not writing some broad email that goes up to 50 people. So I've done that. Now I'm down to the level where I'm reaching out to each individual person in the organization with an email directly from me. There's no blind copy, no nothing. It's um, like, Greg, how you doing today? Hey, let me talk about Mattermost. Need your help getting in there. I think it'll be of value to you. And I give them some information. And I show them some articles from that people talk about what we're doing from Slack and how they use that versus email. And then one of the downfalls, I just tell them, you just got to be mindful of how much time you do and set up a boundary on how you communicate with others. Like, and it's a very good article because I believe it. I've been doing this since I've been 20, and I seriously have been doing it this way. So it's really funny they say it. I would get a manager come up to me and say, Greg, I need this proposal, or I need the answer to this, to what question? And then I would ask them, well, so I got a lot of less stuff to do. Is it okay if I give it to you on Monday? Would that be fine based on when they get to it? And they're like, fine, Monday's good. Then they'll come back like next day. Greg, did you finish the proposal? I told you I was going to give it to you Monday. I'm going to give it to you Monday. I'm doing this other stuff. See, I've been doing this since I'm in my 20s before I do any of this stuff, right? That's just like how Scrum and Agile is supposed to work. They come in your door and the Scrum Master is supposed to block it. Hey, can you do this now? I said, well, no, I'm working on this. I mean, it's okay if I give you to next week in our next sprint, right? But it's the same way on the social media, the Slack channels and all that kind of stuff. When you reply, and maybe I'll do a thing specifically on this and I'll pull what I wrote, you know, hey, is it okay? Hey, I need a code review. Cool. We can reply, it's okay if I do it this afternoon? And they'll tell you yes or no. But it's okay to ask, when is it your time acceptable to do it? You don't have to go jump on it and do a code review or answer someone's questions right away. Because unless you're dropping code like every 5 minutes, and there's some places that might do it, there is a rhythm to it. Once a day, once a week, every couple of days, once a month, right? So you need to take that into account. You don't have to drop everything you're doing to answer what's in the persistent chat just because someone asked a question. It's okay, and there's other people in the team that can answer that question. It's kind of why I like social chat or social persistent chat, because it allows other people to respond if you're busy, right? It doesn't have to be you. You're not the only point of failure. And why I say work yourself out of being a point of failure, having multiple people understand what's going on and working as a team and swarming as they can to solve the problem. It's not just one person needs the answer. You have a team of 5 other people or 6 or whatever. Hopefully not 20, though I've seen some teams with 20, and we'll go into that can answer that question. So with that, I hope you're doing well. Holidays coming. Hope you get to spend some time with family and friends. You are going to see more videos of the trains, right? This is cool. So it looks like it's kind of messed up. There we go. It's been in that box so long. So I got the train, right? So this is cool. It's actually got a working bell. Check that out. This actually does smoke. You can put smoke in there. And there's a little button in the front here So how it works is pretty cool. I'm just showing this because it's just neat. Where is my little lever? There's a little lever right there, and there's a little switch in there. It turns on the heater unit for the smoke. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. It's got all working. It's got a little guy in there too, little engineer. I don't know. Guess how much I bought this for? $60. It's awesome. It's nice. I like buying this stuff used because people don't play with it anymore. And I go to the shows and I buy this stuff for like $60 a pop. And then there's a little engine so it makes sounds like a train. It's pretty cool. It needs to be clean. It's kind of old, but the guy had sold everything else. But I buy my stuff used because my kids play with it, and I really don't want to spend a lot of money. And it goes out, and we play on the streets with other little kids who can take it and toss it across the pavement. But if it's only a $60 train or $20 train, because I buy $20 trains too, then I'm not sweating and I don't freak out. So anyway, it's fun. I'm gonna let it go. It's Friday before the holiday. I have no idea how many people are gonna be in the office today. I don't know about you, but it's like gonna be empty. Have a great holiday weekend. Again, have some fun. Tell your coworkers what you did fun. Enjoy some time. Hopefully you took some of these pointers that we do on the show, applying them to where you work and how you work, and so you can enjoy the weekend. Okay. Happy scrumming. We got the give the thumbs up. Ring the little bell. I hope you get to play with some trains this weekend or this holiday weekend. So take care. Happy scrumming. Enjoy. Bye.